All right, so right now I'm going to show you the ACE script launcher. So there's a menu associated with it, and there's also a runner associated with it. The menu has different menus. So I'll show the basic overview, and then we'll go into details on the scripts behind the details. So this is the ACE launcher. It can grab just about any menu. So let's go for three. Three just doesn't basic echo. It says it's just basic echo. One is SSH, and it actually inserts all the variables for SSH given and gives you a prompt for each of the variables. So this one is going to log into my server, and it's saying, does this look correct? Right here, and it's just a two-line SSH. And if it does, yes, then I'm into my SSH server, logged in and everything. So let me go ahead and exit, and it goes back to the menu. So let me try SCP. So local file path examples ssh.aces name Rob IP geometricfigure.com remote file path /temp/aces.aces. Okay, so this looks correct. It's asking if this looks correct right here. Spawn SCP examples robgeometricfigure.com system aces. So notice it did the SCP for me automatically through a variables template, and then it's going to SCP and then interact with the thing. So yes, it looks good. So see that it showed it has SSH aces there, and let's go ahead and check and see if it's on um, the server. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this name IP so I can go to SSH name, and I'm going to go ahead and uh, make this one line. So I have V for variables, and that also does this. So enter return to menu, and then I don't really have a way to do variables right here, but I can do aces examples slash sh dot aces and enter the variables here. So that gives me that. It goes automatically, doesn't ask for questions, so it looks all right. I'm going to sh into here, and then check the temp directory, and then there's aces.aces right there. So let me go ahead and exit that. Go back to the menu, and here's a way you can do menus within menus within menus. So it's basically it's opening up another Python shell within a Python shell. So if I hit 4, it shows the inception going deeper. And these don't really work. Okay, maybe they do. So going deeper shows you that you're in inception deeper, deeper. And if you go one more, you're in deeper inception. If you go one more, then you're in deepception. And then if you see 3, it says congrats, you found the bottom. Now go to the top by typing exit. So if you type in exit, it basically exits the program that is holding the menu. So I'll show you how I did that menu. Next, I'm in the bash script or the bash shell, and let's go to the ace.menu. So code ace.menu. This is what it looks like. So it's got pound for comment, title of where it is, and // and these are all delimited by 2 commas. So this is the name and what it is needs to execute in the comment. So say executing examples as SSH/aces. I could put something pre-configured here like name equals Rob and have that automatically execute every time I run that program. Or I could have a copy of it that executes that variable just to make it easier for scripting SSH Rob. And then I can go from there. So, and then there's the comment, say if it's broken, it's working or not. And then here's an echo. This is basically a bash script or runner. So you can type anything that you have in bash here, and it'll go execute. And the inception is basically having another pexpect window spawned for Ace Launcher, and this should be submenu / inception / submenu inception.menu. So this menu right here also looks just about exactly like this. So let's go ahead and go to that real quick. And yeah, this is a submenu, and this is the breadcrumbs, and this is all it is. And it's just calling another inception deeper menu for the Ace Launcher.py. So Ace Launcher does .menus, and I try to keep them within a folder structure. You can do lots and lots of menus and shortcuts for this. So anything you can do in Bash, you can put in here. It doesn't have to be the Ace Launcher menu, it can be anything. And you can also add environment variables like ace dir / ace launcher.py or whatever, and it will handle that. So let's see. So those are the menus. Let's go into the runner. So the runner actually runs the scripts. So if I'm going to go to the menu, you can see that Ace Runner runs the script examples as SSH/aces. So let's go to SSH.aces and see what's in there. So you're probably guessing that maybe it's just 2 lines of code, and you would be right. It is. Oh, it's 1 line of code. Oh, it's 2 lines of code right here. Interact. So SCP is about the same. It is 2 lines of code, and it looks a lot easier than Python. So this is a variable. It has 2 brackets, and every time the program Ace Runner sees a variable with 2 brackets, it asks for it in a prompt if it's not given to it via variable. So there's name, IP, remote file path, etc. So then there's interact, which interacts with, it's a pexpect interact. It interacts with the shell. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. I have a few commands that are special, like exec executes Python, so you can exec print hello there, and it will print hello there after it executes the SCP command. And if you want Python executed before, you have 2 brackets that say this, self.vars name equals Rob. And then if input self.vars input equals Robert, then we want it to give it the name of Rob and then have the vars IP be geometricfigure.com. And this has to be all in one line. It can't be two lines. That's the only caveat on this. But if we do this, then we can do an ask at the beginning, and I might make this a subscript. So if our if input not in var self dot vars dot keys, then self dot vars input equals input. Please enter Robert or none. So that asks the question, please enter Robert or none, saves it to input, and if the input is Robert, then sets the name and IP address to rob and geometricfigure.com. So let's see if that worked in SCP. Okay, so it's not good. It shouldn't ask for name or IP address. So let's go to Ace Runner. We'll just run it. Python 3 Ace Runner, and then SCP examples scp.aces. Got prep UI. And I'm in examples. Okay. Unexpected indent. So let's look at that. Oh, it's got a space here. So yeah. Please enter Robert or none. Robert. Valid syntax, self.vars. Okay. It's a little bit buggy. Oh, I forgot a semicolon. So there's a semicolon right there. And let's run it. Robert. Local file path. Temp. So notice I have the name and IP address entered, and I didn't need to enter anything else because it already got set right here. So you can set these things, so I can call the variables, which should be right here. And I can copy them for other input. So I can also save the file if I like that. So I don't want to save the file. I want to enter everything in again. So no. Robert, and then local file examples / scp.aces remote file. I think I spelled examples wrong. Pelez. Yeah. So that doesn't look good. I'm going to redo that. Robert, local file path, samples slash sh.aces file path temp slash ssh aces. Okay, so I want to save this. So I can either save the variables, which pop up here. I should probably have a variables and then press any key to continue. And then, so I'm going to save these here. Here. Okay. And now I can also save the file as examples slash test Robert Fornoff scp.aces. Okay, now I can close out of this and go into examples. And then there's test Robert Fornoff scp.aces. And if I look at it, I can see that it is already filled in and I don't need to put anything else in. So I can modify it from here. I can modify or add another variable or do anything else. But if I call it, it's not going to ask for any variables because they're already filled in. It's just going to say, does this look correct? So if I call it sample slash test Robert Fornoff aces, it'll just call it or enter Robert none. So it asks that question because that script is there. Take that out too. And the other way to get the scripts, the text in, is to put the variables here, and the variables can go here, and that will also work as well. This works very well. And let's see, the reason it didn't do input is because input was already named Robert right here. And it said if input not in variables, do the input. So as you can see, copying over the variables is cool. You can copy this into a shortcut and modify the shortcut later. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to modify the ace.menu to include the these different scripts. So there's that one, cp all, and then let me copy this. And cp modified. So I'm going to change the localhost for the IP address. And then I'll copy it again. And then scp templates. And then I want nothing in there. Of course, that's what this one is. So maybe something in there. Input Robert maybe. So SCP Robert. Okay, now let's see how it looks. We need the launcher, so I'm going to go to the launcher, Python 3, ACE. I'm going to give an alias, so ACE, ACEL, ACE launch equals Python 3, ACE launcher .py. Okay, ACEL. Okay, so this is the SSH, has a name, IP, etc. Then this is SSH Rob. It automatically puts in the name and IP address here. And then there's SCP all, which puts in all the variables automatically. And then there's SCP localhost, which I changed the localhost there. And notice, well, okay, so I changed it to localhost, but because my input was Robert, see IP localhost, because the input was Robert, not none, it changed it back to geometricfigure.com. So let me go ahead and fix that real quick so that input is none on localhost. Okay. So let's try that. Let me read it in again. Oh, it's ACE menu, localhost, local file. Okay, well, let's see if that works. If it doesn't, I'll just skip it and move on because it's something else. Ah, there it goes. Robert localhost right there. And of course, when I SCP it, it'll go to temp SSH aces. So hello there. That's exec print hello there. And there it goes. It copied it over. So go back to the menu and SCP Robert. It requires a local file path. So /temp/ ssh.aces and then remote file path /temp/ ssh.aces. And asks if it looks correct. Sure. It sends the script over. So there you go. All about saving things. My preference is to save all the variables. So click V and then save all of them that way. But you can also save it as a file, modify it later, and go from there. All right.